Well, hello and good morning. It is Thursday the 15th of March and yeah, day off today. So first day off of two, then back in working at weekend. So you've probably noticed I've been a bit conspicuous by my absence on the old vlogging front. But to be quite honest, I've been too busy with work, commuting back and forth on the bike. And thankfully the weather's turned a bit better. So yeah, I've been quite busy really that way. Had a couple of days potentially where I could have ridden, but I've had domestic stuff to do unfortunately. So you know, that's one of the things of working shifts, isn't it? When you come to your days off, you've got stuff to do. So I'm just snatching a bit of time so I can do a bit of a vlog today. Weather-wise, it's supposed to be turning colder by weekend. I'm working over weekend, so I'm hoping there's no snow going to sort of pummel its way over. We're all hoping we finish with the snow for the year, and we're supposed to be officially in spring, aren't we, at the moment? So don't know what all that's about. It can still snow in spring. So we've had National Pothole Day on the 8th of March, which was publicised quite a lot, and Mr Pothole, Mark Morell, also has been doing a bit of stuff on it. And yeah, I mean, I have a bit of a vested interest on as a motorcyclist for these potholes. I think if you're on two wheels, be it if you're on a bicycle or you're on a motorcycle, it's a problem. And of course it's a problem for people in cars, but I think it's more significant if you're on two wheels really. Maybe not, but you know. But I've had a mixed response when I mentioned it to people. A lot of car drivers have said, oh yeah, it's bad. A lot of motorcyclists have said, yeah, it's absolutely atrocious. But some people have moaned about it. Well, I've moaned about it, but some people haven't actually done anything about it really. So you know, I think if you see something and you think, you know, you're riding your bike and it's dangerous, then you're duty bound, you need to report it and not think, oh well, somebody else will do it, because the more reports these people get, then the more action I think they're going to take, because the cop out a lot of the time is, oh well, we didn't know about it, nobody reported it, we didn't know it was that bad. And in fact, I was watching a very interesting thing last night. I picked it up on Facebook. It was a podcast of a radio show. I think it was Manchester radio station, where they were interviewing the one of the head honchos of Highways England, and we were asking him about the state of the roads and potholes, and you know, and really, they were just bullshit answers, from what I could see, and wherever possible trying to pass the buck to somebody else. So you know, we live in hope, don't we? Fingers crossed that, you know, some of these potholes are reported are going to get sorted out. But you know, I implore you really, especially if, you know, obviously in the UK, if you see something, you come over it on your bike and you think, God, that's dangerous, you know, just email Highways England or your local authority. In Lancashire, you do Lancashire County Council, because if everybody thinks everybody else is going to do something about it, then nothing will ever get done, will it? Right, so right, what else has been happening? Right, well, I ordered another camera for vlogging, and really on the recommendations, and from what I've seen from a colleague's vlogs. Some of you may know Steve Hornet 900, or Steve 900 Hornet, I always forget which way it is, but he's a fellow UK vlogger, and he's been using another camera which I've become impressed with, and he mentioned it the other week that they were selling these cameras again, quite a reasonable price. So I thought, well, I do need a second camera as a backup, so I've actually purchased one. I haven't had a chance to play with it much, but that's the camera. Came with a box from Germany, and let's get it out, let you have a look at it. so I'm going to be using that. And to look at it, I think it's similar size to a drift, a ghost camera. Quite big, but pretty reasonable. But the thing that impressed me about it was that it came with a load of accessories. Every conceivable accessory you could really want for it. So yeah, I'm going to be giving that a try. And I think it's probably going to be mounted on my bike somewhere, so I can get a different just put that away, so I can get a different perspective on things. So I'm looking forward to having a go of that. I had an initial problem with it in that it wouldn't recognise my micro SD card. I had it in a micro SD adapter, and first when I put it in, after charging my camera and formatting, well, it wouldn't recognise it to format it. But anyway, thanks for some bit of advice from Steve, who also has the camera. I managed to get it up and running, but I haven't actually used it on the bike for vlogging yet, but that's going to be happening in the next few months. So I'm impressed with that. Yeah, under £100 it was. Took a few days to come from Germany, but that wasn't the supplier's fault, that was the supplier. They use this DHL UK Mail company. UK Mail's like a spin-off for DHL, and that was another saga really, because I was waiting for it to come from Germany. I thought it won't take too long, but I got an email saying it was going to be delivered one day, and I raced home from work, and then it didn't turn up. Then I got an email saying it wasn't being delivered on the Saturday as originally, it was going to be delivered on the Monday. So in short, the whole thing was a cock-up, as it is really from this. I mean, I don't know why it would tell me it's going to be delivered on one day. I'd make an arrangement. I was actually home for when it was going to be delivered, and then I got an email saying we've attempted to deliver it today and you weren't in. I thought, well, that's, pardon my French, a load of cobblers, isn't it? Because I was in all day watching my front door and nobody came. So why these drivers have to tell porky pies, I don't know. As soon as somebody ring me and say, look, I was going to deliver it today, but I'm going to be pushed for delivering it. Just simply courtesy, isn't it? Let you know when it's going to be. It seems to be quite alright for people to tell white lies. Well, not white lies when you rearrange your day for a delivery and they don't turn up with it. So contacted UK Mail and gave them a piece of my mind. Not that it will do any good, but anyway, bye. So just out, unusually for me, out today, out in these conditions and not having to ride to work. So just a brief vlog really. Just fancy getting out of the house more than anything else. So it's still cool, it's supposed to be spring, but I noticed the other day when it got up to about 12 degrees and it felt absolutely tropical. Strange what you get used to, isn't it? But hopefully better things to come weather-wise. And I'm going to try and get out in it, I definitely am. The better weather. So that every year. So headlines last night that the government are going to be giving £50 million to certain towns in an effort to integrate the, well, it didn't say, it said ethnic communities, but I don't think it's going to be aimed at the Polish really, is it? The Croatians or Romanians to learn English. I think it's going to be aimed at the Indian, Pakistani, Bangladesh community. So there's £50 million being shared between certain towns that have been highlighted as having a problem with integration. Well, I'm sorry, but if we're not going to integrate now, £50 million isn't going to make any difference, is it? And that £50 million would be well spent. Oh lovely, just stop in the middle of the road. Would be well spent on maybe the health service or the roads. And it's not a racial thing. Nothing against people that are here. But you know, if you've been here like 10 years and you've not made any effort whatsoever to learn English, then unless there's some sort of issue with it or some sort of incentive, they're not going to make the effort, are they, people? But I take the point that some people have been saying is we've got a lot of people in Spain who don't make the effort to learn Spanish, but certainly if I was in the country for any length of time, I'd start to try and learn the language, wouldn't you? It's just better all round if you do. But some people don't want to make the effort. So I'm a bit angry really, the fact that, you know, I know it's politics, but the fact that they found this money and they're prepared to put it to do this, when I think there's other much deserving causes there, or much more urgent matters need to be addressed. But that's my opinion. I wonder what you feel about it, or maybe you don't have an opinion on it, which equally I respect. So just a moseying about. Still haven't got my jobs done, my socket reinstated on the bike for the power thing. MOT's coming up shortly. It's the sort of thing that I could probably do myself if I could be arsed to take the fairing off and mess about with wires, but I can't. And I probably would do a decent job of it, but I'd sooner somebody actually do it. So most people are saying, oh yeah, it's easy to do. I know it's easy to do, but sometimes I just don't have the time to do it, quite honestly. So anyway, belated happy birthday to Steve 900 Hornet, a Hornet 900. Steve, hope you had a good day there the other day. I don't know whether you're working or not, but I seem to always be working on my birthday, well most times than not. So there we have the Capita building, where the local council have outsourced all the call centre work to and whatever else. And in fact I think Capita are doing the call centre stuff for a lot of councils actually. So just past Wahid's there, which apparently does a good curry. Never been in there, it's a banqueting hall, but this is the edge of the, for those who don't know, it's the edge of what we call Whalley Range. Two Whalley Ranges, one in Manchester, not to be confused with one in Blackburn. Whalley Range Bazaar they call it actually, I don't know why it's bizarre, why it's called a bazaar. Well, it is a bit bizarre actually. So there we are. So if you hang a left there, you go on to Whalley Range. As in my previous videos you'll have seen that. I'm just looking forward to the better weather, to getting out of Blackburn. You know, getting away. It really does me head in. It really does me head in riding round towns. No pleasure in it. No pleasure in riding in traffic.
And in fact, I think I've mentioned it before. You know, when I head up to Scotland, the Achilles heel is going through the centre of Glasgow on the, I think it's the M8. No matter when you go through, it's busy and a bit hectic, but I'm prepared to stick my tongue in my cheek and suffer that to get to the better roads. So yeah, not the problem with that really, get to the better roads, and so I'm prepared to put up with a bit of this. Yeah, don't watch your kid, just let it run all over the place. So yeah, I'm prepared to put up with a bit of congestion riding down the outskirts of the city to get to better motorcycling roads. So there you have Thwaites Brewery over there, which is shut down I think now. I'm relocated to another site. Thwaites of course, or Blackburn. Well, I think a brewery in Blackburn for quite a while. So we've got the bus, you're using one of the bus lanes. Yeah, which is good. We talked about a bus service before. We've recently sort of cut it back. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this on the vlog, but we've done these bus lanes and we've put a big stainless steel new bus station in, but then cut the bus services back. And the actual joke of it is one of the reasons why they said we were cutting back the service, and they used this as a reason not to run the service anymore, was the fact that there was now more trains on the same route. Well, what sort of a bus company would cut a service back and then promote use of trains, and then they'll be saying, oh well, you know, we had to stop it because nobody was using it. Bad news with it being privatised in my book, quite honestly. Yeah, I know they've got to make a profit and there lies a problem, isn't it? But as soon as the profit margin drops down, we withdraw the service. And it's not cheap by anybody's standards. And for me, I think Blackburn's trying to be something that it isn't, or never is gonna be. It's a northern mill town, nothing wrong with that, but it's never going to be like a university place like Manchester or somewhere like that. It isn't that sort of town, and you can build all the buildings you want and call it whatever you want to do. And this is not knocking Blackburn, this is facts. There's nothing wrong with being a northern mill town. It has its character and its people there. But trying to make it something that it isn't plainly going to be. This place on the right hand side, I don't think you can see it, but used to be an old people's home. There you are. In the 70s. Now it's been taken over and now is a mosque. Another closed pub on the left hand side. That place hasn't been open for some considerable time more. Now look at this business here on the road, this particular bit. Not good. Not good. And again, we're supposed to take that as, oh yeah, it's part and parcel of it. I'm sorry, I don't take it as part and parcel of it. Got a nice decent set of tarmac here now. A piece of tarmac, but hasn't got a pothole in it. Now, there's a unusual eventuality, isn't it? I was just laughing to myself. I thought, sounds like a motorcycle vlog moan, this, doesn't it? But maybe I should entitle it Grumpy Middle-Aged Motorcycle Moan. But it just sticks in my craw a bit. I don't see why we should accept it with us being as they are. Not very nice weather road wise, is it? You can see the road surface isn't particularly nice. In fact, it's rather unpleasant. It's that murky day today. Murky, cold, damp day.